going hard again. And tough break for Johnny Mello. You can actually see it, that left tire is not turning. Left tire is just not turning. Well, Ed, we talked about that the Mellos were concerned about rear end problems. And I'm not sure if it was on the Superfly. I thought it was on their tractor that's painted white, which would be this one right now is the Superfly. They had the problems last night on the Wildfly, but you can see it all the way out of the hole, clear down about the 75-foot mark. That left tire just was not turning. The left tire was not turning. Eventually it did start to turn fairly hard. So let's hope the Mellos are not experiencing some rear end problems.
Of course, the Mellos in a tremendous farming operation in the valley in California. Big in alfalfa production, and Stan has shared for those of us who try to raise some alfalfa here in the Midwest. They have no grass problem, no weed problem. It's just solid alfalfa.
Having a hard time getting it out of the hole, and Ed, that's sort of a surprise there. You can find out concerned about the rear end on this one. Let's see if it holds together. Here he goes, Johnny Mello out of Hanford, California. He's lighting it up now. Oh, what a run right down there at the finish marker. You can see right down there at the red man. Full finish marker. Good run for Johnny Mello as he sets the distance here in the mini tractor class. This is the 1,750-pound class as we start off the second session of Super Bowl number 12.
On deck, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Tretton from Iowa, 481 cubic inch Chevy. Richard Tretton on deck. Brad Shively of the Grasshopper team, Milford, Pennsylvania, in the hole, the 468 Chevy.
I'd like to mention we're going to be giving away some Red Man caps and some Red Man jackets later tonight. And if you'd like to get in the drawing for those, outside you may have takes up the slack of the chain. They drop the chain, and also on every vehicle will be the mini tractors, the trucks, the big modifieds, the super stockers. They hook up a kill switch cable in the back of each vehicle in the event that the machine would break away with automatic. Good run for Richard. As you can see, it never really got a hold of the track. You can see that back end sort of dancing from side to side as he made his run down there about the 200-foot mark, just short of the 200-foot mark as he makes his drive to keep up with the Mellos here in the mini tractor class.
Richard Tretton, 481 Chevy. On deck, ladies and gentlemen, Brad Shively from the Grasshopper team, Belmont, Pennsylvania. Here's a guy less than you see.
Oh, looks like he may be just a few feet short, Ed.
I think he is, Les. What do you say, Russell Mount? I think he is short, but boy, was he giving it a go. And that's what it's all about. How would you like to have one like that to mow the grass with come spring now?
Wow, that's one I'd like to have if my mother-in-law let her mow the grass with something like that.
Oh, the Grasshopper. Brad Shively, Les told you, a former national champ. Now we do have the national champ on deck, Dennis Horst. This is not a road deck, Les. This is a 468 Chevrolet engine. He got it done last night. Well, here's a real pro. He's from your state. Les, talk about Dennis Horst.
Fantastic year, wrapped up for '84, and also a fantastic start for 1985.
Well, I'll tell you, Les, he knows exactly what he has to do. He's got to get it out the end.
You're right, the red box, Dennis Horst out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. He won last night, the defending Grand National Points champion this year, the 1,750-pound class. There he goes. Coming out hard. For Dennis Horst. I'll tell you, he has to be well pleased with that. He has to be well pleased. You can see again the same thing as last night as he shuts it down. Let him hear it. Dennis Horst.
Boy, what a driver, Les. I'm impressed. And you will get to see that tractor run again. So that means we have a pull-off coming up for this class as your defending national champ. Shows you just why he is your defending national champ. Dennis Horst from Pennsylvania Full Run. Kevin Brommuller, Oakland, Indiana, with a hot run and road deck on deck. And Dwayne Hoffman in the hole, and followed by Bellow's #1 tractor.
Wait, almost the same. There he goes. He needs a full pull to stand in competition. Kevin getting on loose in the front end. Not quite enough to get it out the full pull gate. As you can see, he made a sort of a detour off to the right side of the track here. When he was coming over towards the right side of the track, he was hitting the left brake, and as he started back towards the center to the left side of the track, he started getting on the right brake. And whenever they have to brake, that definitely hurts their forward momentum, which cuts down on the distance that they'll pull the sled.
Boy, was he kicking up the dirt, Les. Kevin Brommuller was your driver, Indy Super #12, and I mean, we got ourselves a class going. We're down to 2 before we move into the pull-off, and right now, 2 guys are out on top. Johnny Mello with the Wild Fly, that's powered by a Rodeck engine, and Dennis Horst, and I don't believe I've ever seen anybody get more power out of any 468 Chevy than that of Dennis.
Ready? Chain is tight. Green flag comes out. Johnny Mello in his second entry. And again, that left tire now starts to work. No doubt about it. Another full pull as Johnny Mello increases his chances for the pull-off. He has 2 of hands full.
Well, I don't know what they did, Les. Maybe it was the track, but it didn't look like to me that left tire had any problems this time. Also interesting, and I'm sure that those of you guys who drive in the stands here tonight, if you saw him at the 200-foot mark, he was still letting that thing lock in, Les. Just a good piece of driving of Johnny Mello. And it was still locking in, and he kept it right on trucking. And right out the Indy win. Don't forget, souvenir programs are on sale right now. Souvenir programs of Indy Super #12.
And he also has some earplugs for sale. If you'd like to get some earplugs, it's a little noisy in here. Now, right here, yeah, it gets a little noisy.
Just a little.
As we said last night, you can put your hands over your ears and keep the noise out. So they only run about 15 seconds. But his earplugs are really handy, as you and I found out. When you come back home, your mother-in-law comes to see you. Just stick those earplugs in there and let her go on about her talking, and you do your thing. He calls it the Himmel Shaker. Dwayne Huffman, he's a toolmaker, a machinist. Right now, he has his work cut out for him, and I think he's one of the guys that can do it, though. He needs the full pull. He needs a full pull. Now, we've got to remember on these indoor tracks, they're shorter. Outside, we're running on 300 feet. Here, we're running about 236 feet for a full pull. Dwayne Huffman turns it on. The mini tractor class, a 4-way pull-off, and Ed, did you notice as he shut it down at the end, the back wheels of the sled came off the ground. That means he had all the weight up on that hand.
Oh, he called it a shaker. That's exactly what he did. Took her all the way down and right out the end. And we're going to have 4 tractors in the pull-off competition. So we'll heavy up the sled, and we will move right in to the pull-off, and then we'll get set for the 9,000 super stock competition. This event is sponsored by America's Best Chew.
Sign up for your chance at the Red Man hats and jackets. Johnny Mello. John and Stan Mello. Stan's the father. He does a lot of the mechanical work. Johnny does the driving. This is the Wild Fly. The Wild Fly machine of Johnny Mello. Here he goes. He's going hard. That does not sound good. And this is the tractor they were concerned about. They replaced the studs on the wheel. And I was talking to Stan when he was replacing the studs earlier today, and he said he was concerned about the rear end, and that's what they're looking at right now, is the rear end of the Wild Fly machine.
Some things are hanging down underneath there. Boy, he had jumped on a good one. Let's give the Mellos a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be back. Let's do it for Johnny Mello. John, good luck with the second one.
John and Stan Mello took the #1 position 2 years in a row. They were the champions here at the Super Bowl. And this is the tractor they were concerned about. They replaced them, and they have yet to get their win. If they want to keep their streak alive, they won last night. Got to remember Dennis Horst, Dwayne Huffman, the only 2 guys going up against the 2 Mello tractors here in the pull-off. Dennis Horst, he won last night in a 1,550-pound class. It out there past the 200-foot mark, and he's out to about, 210, 12 feet.
Oh, at least, Les.
Maybe a tough one to compete against here in the pull-off.
Defending national champ, Dennis Horst. He could be a double winner, as Les was talking about. He could be a double winner.
Say that schedule came from?
That came from that Colfax, Wisconsin group. Well, they love their Green Bay Packers, and they evidently have no use for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't understand it.
Burn that thing.
Burn it.
Burn it.
Yes. Boy. Yes, sir. I want to mention that the Farm Bureau Co-op people also helping us out this year. And whenever we talk about the Farm Bureau Co-op people, we're talking about Super Diesel X4 Premium.
Dave Stengel. Yeah, yes, you were asking the name of his tractor. More than 1,750 pounds. Green light is on the sled. JJ gets ready to bring out the green flag. Now remember, Dennis Horst sitting out there in that #1 spot right now. Johnny Mello's going after it. He needs to be 213 feet. And Dave, or Adams, you got a problem here, huh? If you don't wash, you get those things.
What do you think? 120 mile an hour spin on the tires? Maybe
really turn them. Maybe turning them too hard for this short track.
Maybe.
But Dennis Horst breathed a sigh of relief as Mello spin out just short of that 200-foot mark. The pressure is not up yet. Dwayne Huffman still to hook and make his run. And we've got to remember, as all of us were watching Dwayne make his run and then ask the favorite, the majority here were thinking maybe Dwayne was the guy that could do it today. 511 cubic inch Hemi-powered mini tractor.
So Dennis Horst is out on top at 2:13.6. And the flying in machines now. Second and third, 191.11.
Right now.
We just ran 191.11.
And again, we say a big welcome to the Pinkerton Tobacco Company in 1985 country. NCBA Grand National Regional State Final, $200,000 plus on the Grand National Points Fund for 1985, plus the regional points funds, and also you can subscribe to the NTBA Puller magazine and turn your mailbox into a pulling track every month.
There you go, Dwayne Hoffman.
He has a good shot at it, Ed. Remember, 213 feet the distance to be. Heavy winds it up. Dennis Horst wraps up 2 wins here at the Indy Super Bowl. And that may be something to look for in the record books also, Ed, because first year they have 2 classes and one guy wins both of them.
So he and Dick and 7 for Dwayne Hoffman, 183 and 7. We'll give you the full rundown of this class.